Hey, so you're thinking about stepping up from a small desktop CNC to something that can actually handle real work without melting down after 20 minutes, right? I get it, everyone starts with the cheap blue rigs, but once you try to cut a full sheet of plywood or run a long carving job, you realize you're basically babysitting the machine instead of making parts. That's where the SainSmart Genmitsu 4040 Pro Max comes in. It's not the biggest machine on the block, but it's built to run all day without turning your garage into a sauna. If you're on the fence, let me save you some time. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The headline spec that matters most isn't the 710-watt trimmer or the 1.5 kilowatts water-cooled Spindle, it's the plug-and-play control box. I've set up 3 different CNCs in the last year, and the part that always kills momentum is the wiring nightmare and the VFD programming. With this one, you literally bolt the box to the frame, plug in the spindle, and you're cutting within an hour. No terminal blocks, no IS-485 dongles, no hunting for the right GRBL firmware. That alone is worth the price of admission if you've ever stared at a manual wondering why your Z-axis keeps stalling. Now, the Spoilboard is the real unsung hero here. It's reinforced with an integrated T-track that sits flush with the surface, so you're not fighting a warped piece of MDF every time you clamp a vacuum hold down. I ran a test job cutting 40 identical 3D letter blanks out of inch walnut, and the registration stayed perfect because the Spoilboard didn't flex under the vacuum pressure. That's the kind of thing you don't appreciate until you've tried to re-zero a job 3 times because your Spoilboard is sagging in the middle. The water-cooled Spindle is where the machine earns its keep on long runs. I ran a 6-hour job carving a relief map out of inch Baltic birch, and the Spindle stayed cool enough to touch the housing with my bare hand. No thermal shutdowns, no weird odor from overheated steppers, just consistent chip clearance and no melted wax smell. That's huge if you're doing production work or just trying to finish a project without babysitting the machine. So who should buy this? If you're a hobbyist who occasionally cuts small signs or prototypes, you'll probably be fine with a smaller desktop unit. But if you're at the point where you're thinking about making furniture parts, inlay work, or even small production runs, this machine gives you the headroom to grow without outgrowing it in 6 months. It's also a solid choice if you're tired of wrestling with wiring or chasing firmware bugs. This thing just works out of the box. Who should skip it? If you only cut soft materials like foam or balsa, the extra power and cooling are overkill. Likewise, if your shop is already tight on floor space, the 4040 frame is bigger than a lot of hobby machines, so measure twice. And if you're dead set on doing aluminum at high speeds, you'll still need to upgrade to a proper collet and feed rate strategy. The Spindle tops out at 1.5 kilowatts, which is plenty for wood and plastics, but not quite enough for aggressive aluminum work without tweaking your feeds and speeds. The only real trade-off I've noticed is noise. Even with the water-cooled Spindle, the linear rails and 710-watt trimmer still make a racket. Think vacuum cleaner on steroids. If you're running it in a garage that's detached from the house, it's fine, but don't expect library-level quiet. Also, the dust collection port is a little small for a full-size shop vac, so you might need an adapter or a secondary hose to keep the mess under control. Bottom line, if you're past the "I just want to make a few signs" phase and you're ready for furniture-grade precision without the setup headaches, this machine delivers. It's not the cheapest option, but it's priced where you're paying for reliability and uptime, not just horsepower. Check it out, and if it fits your shop and your projects, you'll be glad you did. Link is in the description.